Peace and blessings, y'all, and welcome to Multidimensional Soul Podcast. I hope everyone had an amazing weekend and have set intentions for an amazing week as well. Today, I want to talk a little bit about purpose. Have you found your purpose? Have you always known what your purpose was? Does it make you money? What is your overall perception of purpose? What does it mean for you? I grew up always hearing like you gotta find your purpose in life. What is your purpose in life? What are you gonna do? As if my purpose was linked to my job title or what I was going to be when I grew up. And I always also heard find your purpose and make your purpose make you money. And it was brought to me in that way as to say, do what you love so that you never have to work a day in your life. So whatever your life purpose is, if you find that and make it make you money, then you'll be happy because that's what you should do. And sometime around Thanksgiving, perhaps, or maybe in December, I just realized that didn't resonate with me at all. I've spent so much time stressing about what my purpose is. Oh, I don't know what my purpose is. And sometimes it's presented like, well, if you don't know your purpose in life, what are you even doing? What is your path? You like something is completely wrong. And I've been putting so much pressure on myself for all these years to figure out what my purpose is. What is something that I like that is just my purpose? That is the sole reason why I'm on this earth. And honey, it has stressed me. And I don't feel like I have figured it out. And then it dawned on me, my purpose is to be happy. My purpose is to get it right. Some of you may know I'm a person that believes we have multiple lifetimes. You know, energy cannot be created nor destroyed. We are energy. And I feel like we live lives several times. And you don't always majority of the time you don't know what your previous life was or what your next life is going to be. But there is something in this lifetime that feels so right for me as it regards to where I am now. And I remember one day in 2018, I had just got done meditating and I was out running errands, and then I just sat in the car for a minute and I was like, wow, I'm doing it right. Almost this sense of overwhelming joy, and I teared up because it just felt like this, out of all the lifetimes, this is one of the ones where I got it right. Like I finally learned the lessons. I finally shifted who I was as a person, because we all know I ain't used to be shit, and I was the very definition of someone that was pretty on the outside, ugly on the inside, which means I was ugly overall. But it was like I was breathing different after that, like a breath of fresh air. Like I got this shit right. Not to say like I got it right up to that point and then I could fuck off, but just like I got it right. I'm getting it right. The universal alignment of it all. I'm where I'm supposed to be. Like the people in my life are supposed to be here. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, and I am who I'm supposed to be. And I'm constantly working to make sure I become that person just in greater light. And when I think about it now, I feel like that's my purpose. My purpose was to get it right this lifetime. My purpose is to get it right this lifetime. My purpose is to be a good human, to do all things in love because love is the highest vibration, to be happy. And I feel like people downplay that a lot. Like peace and happiness are top of the motherfucking top. And I feel like people downplay both of those a lot. I feel like it's easy to just be like, well, you ain't gonna always be happy, or to just overlook it. But no, genuine happiness, like at peace in every aspect, regardless of what's going on around you, bruh, that is like a gold mine. That is unexplainable. There is nothing compares to that. And that's where I am. And that was my purpose. That was my purpose in this lifetime. And I don't know if maybe on a deeper level, that means like another lifetime shit was rough and I just didn't get it right. And I was either wreaking havoc, or those lifetimes were just not happy and very not peaceful for me. But this one, so what I'm creating moving forward forward, what I've created since about 2017 or into 2016, it's been on target and the growth has been out of this world. And that's my purpose. For me, my purpose isn't tied into a title or what I do or what I went to school for. And I mean, my purpose will make me money, but not in the sense of how it was always told. My purpose is going to make me money because I'm where I need to be mentally, physically, spiritually, and I'm able to do what I need to do because it's going to work. I've always been about my bag. I've always had a job. I'm never not going to have a job. I'm about the hustle. I'm going to have money. But my purpose in this lifetime is not attached to a title. And it is such a fucking relief. Like, I don't even have to worry about that anymore. I don't even have to be tied up in that. I feel like that has given me so much anxiety over the years, just trying to figure it out, especially when you have people that are around you. It's like, I knew all my life I wanted to be a teacher. I knew all my life I wanted to be a mother. I knew all my life I wanted to be a lawyer. And some of these people, I've been in their lives for a long time. So I've watched them do just that, and it never changed. If you ask me, I remember, you know how you had career day when you were coming up in school? Man, one career day, one year I was dressed as a teacher. No, damn well I don't want shit to do with people kids. Next year I was dressed as a lawyer. Another year I was dressed as a therapist. You know, like it was ever changing for me. And graduating high school and going to college was extremely stressful for me because so many of my peers were going to college and they knew I'm going to be a teacher. I'm going to be a doctor. I'm going to be an electrical engineer. Like they all knew, and they were like, what are you going to school for? And I mean, I knew when I first went to college, my major was chemistry. I liked chemistry. I was really good at it, and forensic science. Okay, that's cool. But even through that, I was like, this is dope and all, but I'm really spending so much money to get this degree, and I don't feel like I love it like how other people love it. And that was the thing that always tripped me up. And maybe in my mind, purpose kind of got intertwined with passion. And I didn't ever feel like I love it enough. And truth be told, there hasn't been anything that I've majored in college that I felt like I loved enough to spend or to get in debt the amount of money that, you know, college students get in debt in America, because we ain't even gonna talk about that. But I just never felt like anything was that strong over me. Like people knew I'm going to be a doctor. I just feel like they knew it like second nature. And there was a part of me that always kind of envied that and felt lost or misplaced because I didn't ever really have that. Because honestly, my childhood was rough. I went through a lot, and I feel like I was always an adult to myself. Like in my mind, being 8 years old, 9 years old, 10 years old, my voice has always been to myself the exact same way it is now. I've always had to boss up and be an adult. And I feel like maybe having that aspect of my childhood taken away just didn't kind of affected it and didn't have me try different things to know what it was I would want to do. But it just didn't pan out for me that way. And I felt envious at certain points, like I'm behind or there's something wrong, there's something not adding up, because everyone around me, my age or not, they know their purpose, and here I am and I don't know what the fuck my purpose is. And with a childhood as rough as mine, I felt like I just was always looking for happiness and genuine peace. Like I just wanted to be at peace. I didn't want to have to worry about certain things. I didn't want to always feel stressed out. I didn't want to always feel like I had to watch my back or be angry or have all these guards up. I just really wanted to just laugh and have those gut laughs that meant so much because I was free enough to just laugh like this and it was okay. And it makes so much sense to me now that that would be what my purpose is versus an actual career. I mean, I changed my major. I can't even tell you, like at one particular college I went to, I couldn't even change my major anymore. They're like, nah, you good. You gonna stay right here. And if this ain't it for you, you can withdraw. Like I changed my major that much. But I'm also a person, I like a lot of different things. I get bored easily. I feel like there's a better way to say that, but I get bored easily. I like change. I love learning. So I'm really good at school. I'm smart and I love learning. I love learning about some new things. I just love it all. So I'm good at being a student. I just know like long term, I don't want to commit myself fully to doing this one thing for the rest of my life because I spent $60,000, $50,000, however much school costs nowadays, because I spent this amount. I've literally been almost in every goddamn major I could be in except undecided because when you got scholarships and shit, you have to declare a major. And none of it, I don't want to say none of it was fulfilling, but even within my major and I knew what classes I wanted to take, there would be some times where I would either be double majoring or have a major and a minor because, I think I like what is over there in this major too, and I've always been interested in that. I want to learn a little bit more about that too. That has always been who I am. And even if a person look at my resume, they'll be like, program management, communications, what is all these different things, that customer service, leasing, what are all these different things that you've done? You've done a little bit of everything. I have. And for a while, I had an employer one time ask, you have a lot of experience in a lot of different things, but what is it that you want to do? And I felt like her tone was just kind of like, sis, because you all over the place. She just didn't say it because we got to keep it professional and cute. And when she asked me that, I was like, I'm going to do everything. I'm going to do exactly what I want to do. And when I don't want to do it anymore, I'm going to move on to the next thing that I think I want to do. And I don't feel like that's bad. I mean, to an employer, it may not be the most appealing thing because they like, oh shit, when she going to put us down and pick up something else? But that's always just been who I am as a person. I don't like the same thing over and over and over again, if I'm being honest. And that was just always a problem for me. And it stressed me out because I know this is who I am as a person. But then you have everyone around you like, what's your purpose? When you gonna find it? What you gonna do? And then especially my family. So I didn't have a lot of support in going to school. Their thing was always, you need to get a job because you ain't going from no rich background and nobody gonna put you through school. So it wasn't a priority to them. But then also with me like changing schools, because I've always moved a lot. I always want a new scenery. With me moving, I would either be going to a different school. I went to cosmetology school. I literally did so much shit. And my family would just be like, and what you going to school for this time? How long you going to do that? And it would just make me feel so bad. Like, damn it, Courtney, what is wrong with you? Why can't you be focused on something? I have cousins that are nurses. They knew right out of high school, this is what I'm going to do. And they just fucking love it. And I'm just like, wow. Well, I guess I'm going to, navigate through life and not know what my purpose is and kind of always be all over the place from job to job. And that's just it. But I hated talking to myself like that and feeling that way about myself. I mean, because self-talk, is important. And so listening to them say those things and then accept what they said about me, because people can say what they want to say, but you have to accept that in order for it to play a part in how you navigate or in your mental. But I accepted it, and also will be having those conversations with myself in the mirror, like, what the fuck is it gonna take? Like, are you? And then people, my family is always just like, you're just like a little hippie. You just always are just wandering. You're such a wanderer. You're a hippie. You're always doing whatever. A gypsy, some of them even say. And it just kind of fed into that narrative for me. Like, well, this is what I'm supposed to be. I'm supposed to be this hippie, gypsy, wanderer and just do everything. And that's just what I'm going to do. Always picking up odds and ins and out jobs, or what, odds and ends? I don't know. Y'all know what the old folks be saying. And that's just who I'm going to be. And to a certain degree, it made me feel inadequate when it came to dating, because you're dating people and they knew, whether it was someone that, oh, I'm an engineer or I'm a teacher or I'm in the army or whatever they do, they've been doing it and it's seemingly like they knew and like all their life what they wanted to do. And then here I am and they're like, what do you do? And I always, because we're going to get them laughs off. So I'm like, I do everything. I move everything. And for some, especially those people that are very, I don't want to say goal oriented, because I've always have had goals and I've always achieved them, but people that seem to be more militant about love and career and what you do in your life, I wasn't appealing to them. That seemed a way. Like, why have you been bouncing around to all these jobs? Why don't you know what it is you want to do already? What are you waiting on? And I've even dated people that would be like, nah, you're going to go back to school. You're going to get a degree. You're going to do this. And I would be like, okay, this already ain't going to work, because now you're telling me I have to do something that, one, I've already tried. And two, I literally just sat here and told you there's nothing that resonates with me enough to get into this much debt that I think I want to do forever. Y'all know forever is a long time. I mean, it's not a long time, but it's a long time. So you're telling me for the rest of my time here on this earth, this is the one thing that I'm going to do. That don't sound all that to me. And y'all know I'm a Sagittarius, and y'all know we live for spontaneity. We don't like routine, or some routines we do like. And I know we're supposed to be the most non-commitment sign of the zodiac. And to a certain degree, I'll just go ahead and say it. It's true as hell, okay? I don't want to commit to this, because I could be a surgeon today and I'm going to wake up tomorrow and be like, you know what? I think I'm done with that. I'm going to just put that down. And today I am going to go be the CEO of wherever. Like, that is literally how it works for me. I am off of shit really quickly. So the purpose thing has always been so hard on me. And I've been in therapy so many times talking about it. And to my surprise, my therapist will always tell me, like, I'm obsessing about it too much. Like, let it come to me. It's okay. Or tell me, that I'm putting myself on a timeline. Like, I've conformed to those who I let get inside my head, and I'm putting them on the timeline. And, my life looks different from everyone else's life. And that's all good. But I'm just like, damn, I never even had a therapist tell me, like, or ask me, why is your purpose so tied to a title? I asked myself. And that's not knocking therapists, because baby, I'ma still go, okay? But it was just so profound to me. And even when me and my wife was talking about it, because she's a person that's just like, yeah, I don't know what that is. And but she isn't stressed about it. And I think that's the difference in us. Or at least she doesn't tell me she is, and she doesn't let on. And it bothered me. And so, and I told her what it was to me, and she was like, that's different. Like, your purpose was always about X, Y, and Z. And I was like, not for me. At any given time, you can change the rules. You can change the game. I have always marched to the beat of my own drum anyway. And so, fuck what they said. My perspective on purpose is that it does not have to be attached to your title. I do think in some ways it is still attached to your passion, because one thing that I am passionate about is genuine happiness, peace, mental health. And that's something that I will talk anybody's ear off. Baby, you gotta figure it out for yourself. Do whatever makes you happy. Do whatever brings you peace. And don't let nan motherfucker on earth disturb any of that. Don't give anyone the power. Like, hold it. If you feel like something gonna shake up your peace or try and take it from you, even if you feel like it's gonna hurt you, you're gonna have to let that shit go. I just remember how uneasy I always felt inside, and how much turmoil it always felt like I was in when I wasn't at peace. And I remember the silly little stupid shit I did, trying to find happiness everywhere else aside from within myself, and then creating it so that it was long lasting. It just ain't worth it for me. And I am always telling the people around me that my tribe know. We're going to have the conversation 11,000 times if we need to, but baby, you going to be at peace, and you going to get your happiness, and your mental health is going to be in alignment. And even if you have a moment where those things may be out, I have tools, we're going to get it in line, because there's no excuse. There just isn't. It's enough hell in this world. There's enough chaos internally to yourself in your home. You have to create those things, and that is what I'm passionate about. So I do believe your purpose is tied to your passion. I do not believe it is tied to a title. Therefore, and with that, I'm not saying that my purpose can't make me money. because it could be easy for me to start turning on live or making videos, dropping gems, and then all of a sudden I'm one of the other self-help people, in the community. And I'm not saying that it's not needed or that community is oversaturated. I'm just saying I'm not in that space yet. When I need to say something, I say it. Whether I tweet it, I put it on Facebook, or, I got a podcast now and I can say it here and I get it out, and the message is still for whoever it's for. And so if there's anyone out there like myself that have had anxiety around figuring out what your purpose is, or just kind of felt lost because you were trying to figure it out because you thought it was tied to a title, maybe change your perspective. Maybe go within and figure out what you feel like purpose means to you. That's a big thing. And maybe watch the movie Soul. I know it's a little animated cartoon or whatever, but there's a message in everything. And the most important part about messages is learning to eat the meat and spit out the bones. So there's that. I just wanted to come through and talk about that. It kept me up the other night, and I was just like, no, I'm gonna have to talk about this. I want to iron out all of the details or not necessarily iron out the details, but just get it out there so that I can feel relief. Sometimes that's the thing for me. When I believe in something, I need to say it aloud to people. I need people to hear it, not for validation, but to make it even more real. When it just sits inside my head sometime, or just in my journal that only I'm reading, it still feels a little trapped. And so if that can help anyone, let it. If whatever your purpose is, attached to a title or not, live in it, stand tall in it, be fearless about it. Don't let anyone take it from you or tell you that it is something different. Remember, there's a lot of conditioning that has been a part of us since we've been here. And sometimes to learn, you have to unlearn. And purpose for me is one of those things. Kind of like being selfish. We've always been taught that was a bad thing. Selfish has a negative connotation to it, and we all take that. And now I'm an adult, and I'm just, being selfish is not bad. So go be selfish and find your purpose while you're at it. Or, well, not trying to put pressure on you when I say go find your purpose, but think about what purpose means to you. Think about if you feel like for you it is attached to a title, or that it is more of a way of living or a way that you should be, because that's really what it all boils down to. Most importantly, try not to let finding your purpose or determining what your purpose is make you anxious and stress you out. Looking back now, I feel like I've lost so much time stressing and being anxious, and even at one point being on anxiety meds, because I'm trying to figure out what my purpose is. What is my title in life that is essentially tied to my purpose? Don't be me, okay? Because we all know time is the one luxury of this world that you will never get back. And on that note, we're going to move on to this week's plant of the week, which is the beautiful Philodendron Birkin. If you have not seen a Philodendron Birkin or know what it looks like, please Google it. You will be mesmerized. Philodendron Birkins are very easy to care for. They are very fast-growing plants. They like a warm, humid environment. Now, I typically don't keep my house really warm, especially in the winter. My heat stays on about 72 degrees. And we all know in the summer, I keep my house at about 68. But I do have humidifiers, and I'm not opposed to opening a window if my plants need it, or sitting them outside. Watering, they don't like to be, no plant likes to be overwatered, but I water mine once a week, every Wednesday. And my plant sits indirectly in front of a north-facing window because they do like medium to bright indirect sunlight. I also use a grow light in the winter months because of where I'm located. It gets dark at about 4:30 p.m. and plants just need more light than that. You only fertilize in the summer and in the spring. And Philodendron Birkins are toxic plants, so please do not ingest it. I don't know why you would try to ingest it, but I just want to tell you, do not try to ingest it, and keep the plant away from children who wouldn't know any better and may try to ingest it, and also pets. it is very harmful to pets. You should also plant this plant in I'm going to always say plant everything in a terracotta. They are very porous, so they help drain the soil quicker. So the water isn't just sitting in the soil that's making the plant, like keeping the plant too damp. But yes, Philodendron Birkin, that is the plant of the week. Please take a look at it. Please let me know if you like it, what it looks like. If you're thinking about getting one, you can maybe find one at your local nursery. I don't know where you are, but I got mine out of either Lowe's or Home Depot. And I've known some people to get them out of Walmart. So if you're in one of those locations that have a bomb-ass Walmart with an actual garden center, you'll want to check that out. And this month's crystal of the month is a black tourmaline. And one fun fact about black tourmaline is that it rids negative energy. So if you need help ridding some negative energy or keeping negative energy at bay, get you a black tourmaline. Now, it isn't as easy as just having black tourmaline and then boom, all of the negative energy is gone. There are things that you should do in order to aid the crystals in aiding you. And we'll talk more about that in next week's episode. Thank you guys for listening. Please do not forget to reach out to me on social media, on Instagram again, at Peace Love Locks or Peace Love Plants with 2 S's. You can also DM me or tweet me on Twitter at Peace Love Locks. I will love to hear from you all. I'll be back next Monday with another episode. Don't forget to subscribe. Love and light.
Welcome to the Music Jones podcast, where we discuss music topics from artists to xylophones, from hip-hop, soul to R&B, jazz, funk, disco to country. Well, maybe not country, but we cover it all. We'll talk to local artists, tastemakers, influencers, DJs, producers. We'll talk any and everything about the culture. Check us out on Thursdays, wherever you get your podcasts.